Oh my goodness. I'm looking. I'm by myself today so far, but we are going live. Folks, welcome to the LifterLMS pre-sales call. My name is Kurt Von Annen. Magic Will Middleton may be joining us here in just a little bit, but I did want to welcome you to the pre-sales call, let you know that we are open for questions, comments, concerns, things like that. And the goal with this call is to introduce you to LifterLMS. LifterLMS is a learning management system that layers on top of WordPress. And, some folks that come to this call already using it, already out there being course creators, selling courses, driving revenue, or, adding an intraweb kind of training platform for their companies or organizations. I mean, kind of like the options are endless there, but other folks are just getting started or just trying to figure it out. And if that is the case, this call is for you either way. So I do see we've got a couple of people live. We do have Magic Will Middleton joining the call. Hi, Will, give me a smile. There he is. He's kind of smiling. And doing good, man.
Awesome.
The music keeps late. Turn it down, but it keeps getting louder.
You mean my audio?
Not your audio, the music, the background music.
Oh,
I mean, I'm down on like 3 or something like that. No, I'm on 10. I'm on 10. I'll move it down a little bit more. I put it on 5. There. Background. So nice. And so I was in the middle of saying, I see that we got some people on live. If you've got any questions, comments, concerns, or you just want to tell us where you're from, go ahead and put up in, and we can respond to you that way. Just plugged in the headphones if you saw a gap there in the audio. And if you put in a comment, we can respond to you. Other than that, what Will and I typically do is we'll go through, our Facebook comments, our YouTube comments, sometimes our help tickets, and we'll try and just come up with some helpful information that might, get people going along the way. Will, are you in Georgia now?
I am in Georgia. I'm going to be here in Georgia for this week and next week, and then I'll be traveling back to Minnesota.
Back to the cold, the tundra.
The tundra.
We are, it's going to be like 45 degrees here in Kansas today. It feels like summer already.
Oh my gosh, I'm jealous. And you said you break out your shorts. It's pouring rain here, so I can't really break out the shorts.
You could. It'd be like swimming. Without the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's unique. Like, I got some parts for the camper van because that's a passion of mine, and I got the setup where so when you start the truck, once the voltage goes over a certain amount from the charging system, it'll pull that extra voltage into the house batteries and keep those charged better than just depending on the solar. And so I'm going to set that up this week because the weather is nicer. And I'm just stoked. Like, things just seem to be coming into place. Like what it was like building that thing, right? I got the thing a couple of years ago and I was like, I don't even know if the solar is going to work. And now I got 600 watts of solar on the roof. It's just cool. It's like building a website. You're like, I'm going to get this new plugin. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to get this new plugin. And then, a year later, you're like, check out my cool website.
Yeah, for sure. I have you encountered any new plugins for the LMS space recently that have got you excited?
You and I have both talked recently about using the transfer plugin. And that transfer plugin, I think, is a powerful tool. In the LifterLMS space, for a long time, you and I have dealt with people saying, well, how do I migrate from LearnDash to Lifter? Or how do I migrate from to this? And the answer was, how's your copy and paste finger? But it's not a super click fest anymore. You can put in that transfer tool and start migrating things over in giant chunks, and it really simplifies the process quite a bit. So I'm impressed with that one. The other thing that's interesting that might be a little off your radar I'm doing some builds with like businesses and schools. I'm doing like less than the course creator, more like a business, an actual business with staff, right?
Mhm.
And I've really been experimenting with the Fluent suite of tools. So, I know that we've talked before, and Jonathan Denwood is one of those proponents of Fluent tools, but there's Fluent CRM, Fluent Form, and Fluent Booking, and latest was that Paymatic thing that we had discussed. But I didn't realize it until recently. They had a Fluent Support plugin. Have you ever heard of Fluent Support Pro?
No, I haven't.
Fluent Support Pro mounts in the back of your website, and it interacts or integrates with Fluent CRM and Fluent Form Pro and creates a fully featured support system like what you and I use at LifterLMS. So I put that in the back of Mañana No Mas, and I'm just starting to play with it and get familiar with it and be like, okay, how would I leverage this? I have a potential build right now we're looking at that actually deals with Department of Veteran Affairs, and that's a huge organization, and part of the sales process there isn't just building the website; it's how do you provide the support on the back end of the website, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so coming across this tool and being able to say, well, hey, I could refer you to Help Scout or Fresh Desk or Free Camp or something like that as another tool to use. So you could make a referral out as an agency, or you could say, I've got this tool I can put in the back of your website, and on a retainer, I can help you manage the flow, right? And so it just creates another vertical for revenue down line. So I'm really exploring that and enjoying that quite a bit. It looks like you're going crazy finding some questions today. So it looks like we got some stuff to talk about.
I am going crazy. I've got like 10 questions loaded up. I mean, well, there's one like 4-part question, but I'm going to load up a demo site here in the background as well. But we could dive into this first question. If I set up a widget for the course sidebar, I cannot find course syllabus. Any idea what I've done wrong? So thinking with the LifterLMS sidebars, you have options to add a sidebar to your course and to your lessons. These are usually used for navigating inside of your LifterLMS content, inside of your courses, so students can easily see where they're at relative to your program. They can see things they completed, and now it's in the LifterLMS core, LifterLMS favorites. They can also see favorites on lessons and how many favorites each lesson has. I'm really excited about that feature. That's where you can have that social proof built in to your site, and you can say, I want to, my demo site's breaking here in the background. I might have to generate a new one. But yeah, with course favorites, you now have that validation feature. You know what? While my demo site loads, I'm going to pull up the LifterLMS Academy and show you the favorites feature, because this thing is pretty cool. And it's available for every single LifterLMS user, and not just for people on the Infinity bundle, not just Universe bundle, not even just Earth bundle. It's in the free core plugin. So it's available to everyone listening in on this call. Let me see if I can pull it up. Here we go. So I'm going to share my screen. And then window. Which window? The Enroll Summit. Check this out. So this is, and I'm completely going off the rails with this question right now. I just want to talk about favorites. But right here we see there's one heart right here on this building a successful free community, and that's the favorites feature. That means someone has watched that lesson and clicked the favorite button. Someone also favorited the planning backwards one. Let me scroll down to the bottom and see if anyone favorited mine. Oh, see, I've got a favorite on both of my lessons, and the other speakers, they only have one of their lessons favorited. So if you're watching this video, this live stream, go to the Academy and like all of these lessons, give them a favorite. And I'm really excited about that feature, the social proof aspect of this. And if I jump back to the homepage, it's going to take me to lifterlms.com. That's not what I wanted. I want to go to the course catalog, browse courses. We can see probably the Quick Start course has like a ton of likes, 19 lessons. Yeah, so you can see this aspect with social proof. It shows that people are going through your content. It creates that kind of pull for people to jump into your content and see that other people liked it. I'm really excited about this. It's subtle. It's a really subtle feature. But what do you think about this, Kurt?
I really like it. And this is a really tangible way for course creators to see the benefit of having a free lesson. Because if you look at like the free lessons, you might get more traffic and more favorites off those free things. Like someone comes in, takes a look at a free lesson, maybe they favorite it or something like that. And then it just kind of helps people identify or drive their user flow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The free lesson feature in Lifter, I could also demo that once my demo site's created, but each lesson in Lifter could be set to be free so that you could promote it on social media and create that kind of engagement on your website. And I think creating that engagement on your website is really important. We post a lot of videos on YouTube. We might post on Reddit, Facebook groups. As a course creator, as an educator on the internet, we post a lot of content. But if you have like an expanded version of that content, if someone says like a Facebook comment about, I have a question about XYZ, and you give them a 1 or 2 sentence answer, but then you say, hey, I have more thoughts on this, I linked to it here in the course, you're pulling them into your website, pulling them into your ecosystem, and showing them that you have some good content there. And you could even have like a mini course that consists of 3 lessons. I think a lot of course creators are afraid to produce a free 3 lesson course, or afraid to produce maybe like a paid 3 lesson course. It's like the value that you have to offer as an online educator isn't just in offering a book of content or a volume of content. You can do that as well, but I don't think you need to have that pressure on yourself to produce a ton of content to be able to ask for money for that content and be able to charge for that value. I think, you could easily do a $10, $50 setup. And I know you're a big fan of that, Kurt.
Well, not only that, but I want to encourage people, maybe you have a lot of YouTube content. I personally have a lot of YouTube content. I know you do too, Will. And sometimes we get stuck in a rut where we say, well, I already put all this crap on YouTube and it's free. Why would someone pay me to come to my course? Why does somebody pay, 50 cents for a bottle of water when they buy a case at Costco, and then pay $2 for a bottled water at the cooler at the checkout at the grocery store, and then pay $6 for a bottled water at the country fair, and pay $8 for bottled water at the motocross event? It all comes down to positioning and convenience. And so even if your content is free on YouTube, if you curate it and you put it in a story arc and make a full course out of it, and you serve that up as a finished product, it has value. And so I just want to encourage people, don't pigeonhole yourself and think that what you do does not have value. You want to look at the other ways and go, how can I create value out of what I've already done? And in a lot of cases, you can, like I said, curate that content and present it in a way that drives convenience, value and education for others. Many times we don't even realize the knowledge that we come to the table with. I do this. I know Will does this. We talk to people as a matter of fact, like, oh yeah, just this, just that, plug this in, plug that in, connect these things, integrate WP Fusion, blah, blah, blah. And people's heads are spinning that are listening to us because we're operating out of a base knowledge that we've taken for granted. And when you're a course creator, you can't afford to do that. You have to drive back down to the basics and remember who your potential audience is and what level they're at, where you were at when you started, and then serve that information up to get them to your level. And if you do that efficiently, there is great value in that.
And yeah, I'm going through that. I go through that all the time, where I know WordPress pretty well. I know LifterLMS pretty well. I've been working with the tools for 8 years, like almost every day. But then I go to create a YouTube video and I'm like, well, I don't know about this feature. I don't know about that feature. I got to like walk through it step by step. I'm like, I don't know if I expanded on this topic well enough. So, even having been exposed to a tool for like 8 years myself, I still have that kind of imposter syndrome when I go to create a video.
Yeah. And people come at us with all kinds of like extraneous weird things. Like just yesterday I was doing a ticket and somebody was like, well, I want my beaver builder to do this on this page. Can you tell me if that's going to work or not? And I'm like, did I ever say I was a beaver builder expert? like, can you make changes in Lifter? Yes. And then I'm like, here's the resource for beaver builder. And then I sent them the resource and then they responded back like, yeah, but do I need the pro version to be able to do? I'm like, oh my goodness, man, let me go look at beaver builder's resources for you and see if we can't figure this out together, which means, let me do all the heavy lifting for you. But, we're just not experts on everything. But what's amazing is the resources are there. We just have to know where to find them.
Absolutely. And we did have this question on screen for a minute, but I do want to recognize Sarah in chat who has a few questions. We'll jump to your questions next here. And then Adam as well. Is it available for my dog? I don't I don't know what you're referring to. If you could expand on that in the chat, we might be able to help you out. So answering this question real quick first, if I pull up my window, now that my demo site is generated here, I'm looking at one of the LifterLMS trial sites. You can get one of these for $1 on the LifterLMS website. We host it for 30 days, and you have access to all of our premium tools to check it out, make a demo for your clients, do all kinds of fun stuff. But this question was sidebars. And so if we go to appearance themes, this is going to be a little bit different depending on your theme. I'm going to talk about the LifterLMS theme, SkyPilot. That is an awesome Premiere theme that came out this year. And if I edit the full site editor, the way we think about sidebars in the modern WordPress theme template, the full site editing framework that SkyPilot uses, what we're looking at right here, is we don't even really have a sidebar anymore. We used to have a little section that said widgets, and then we would add a course sidebar. But now what you can do is edit your course template. So if I want to edit my, I'm in pages. I need to go to templates. If I wanted to mess with the sidebar on my courses, what I would do is go into the templates. I would view the courses template, the template for single course, and then I'm going to click on that one. It's going to take me into the editor. I'll go ahead and edit. And a sidebar is basically just a column. So we can see here I have a 2-column layout. One of them I think is like 33% width, and then the other one 60% width right here. So that's how we can think a lot about a sidebar in the full site editing framework. If you're using a theme like Astra, there's going to be a dedicated sidebar area that you can find in your theme settings. Cadence has something similar. And so, yeah, that's just kind of a highlight. And the user who asked this question actually commented that they figured it out, but I just wanted to highlight that for other users as well. Adam said it's available for everyone. Oh, is it available for your dog, the favorites feature? Absolutely. So you can create a course in LifterLMS with a bunch of pictures of your dog on each lesson. Like you could do that. Like I considered creating an online course site just for like pictures of my cats, like a membership website with like videos and pictures of my cat. That's like $1 a month or something like that. I don't know. You could do some stuff like that where.
Dude, I did a website for a photographer that had just what you described. Instead of courses, it was venues. And then they had page sets where their lessons were like different themes from that venue. So this outfit, the other outfit, this dog, the other dog, one with a horse, blah, blah, blah. You know, so it was like this venue. So these are so the course was the venue. And so it was like maybe these were pictures from Tennessee. And then maybe they did pictures in Alaska. It was all wildlife and crap. The course was the venue or the location. And then the lessons were the galleries of the different photo sets from the different locations within the venue, right? It was, and then they charged a membership fee for this stuff. And then they would group the memberships together. Like here's a wildlife membership. Here's a models membership. Here's a fast cars membership. Here's a motorcycle membership. And I was like, this is freaking genius to use an LMS in that way, because photographers are always battling, you know, some kind of like photo shopping cart kind of a thing. And this was a way to put it all in an organized frame set where she could sell the photos through a membership, recurring revenue, and give people membership to access those photo sets. It was crazy. You just got me going on a use case there. I'm sorry.
No, that's perfect. Like that's a great example to highlight. LifterLMS is such a dynamic tool that you can really use. Like Kurt said, if you abstract it and you think about it as a framework to organize your content, there's no limit to what you can create. Yeah, here's Sarah's question. Hi, Sarah from Seattle. I'm moving to Seattle in end of February, so that's that's awesome. That's where I'll be going after Minnesota.
You're moving to Seattle?
I signed a 16-month lease that's already started because my roommates have moved in.
We didn't have this conversation yet, Will. I wish I could have talked you out of this one. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Well, Sarah from Seattle, I have 2 questions. The first, once I design a course using Lifter, how do I change the layout for a specific course page that has been generated? The one that says 1 of 3. I'm going to have to dive into this a little bit more and just cut this open. So once you design a course, how do you change the layout for the course page that you've created? We can answer that, but then the one that says 1 of 3, I'm not sure what that means. The one that says 1 of 3. Do you know what that means, Kurt?
I think what she's talking about is the actual lesson page. So if there's 3 lessons, it's lesson 1 of 3, lesson 2 of 3, lesson 3 of 3.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think that's what she's talking about.
Okay, awesome. And Sarah, if you're still in the chat, do you think you could let us know what theme you're working with? Are you using Skypilot, Astra, Cadence? Because that'll be important for designing the layout, which theme we're working with.
Well, she did say that's correct. So apparently my interpretation of the question is correct. But now she's going to say she's using Divi.
Oh, man.
No, she said she's using Astra.
Okay, perfect. That's so I'm gonna switch to Astra theme just to make my site look the same settings as your site. I love Divi, but Divi's a wonderful theme for those who love it, but it's just a lot of it's a bit too much for me. So let's go back into the course. So if we edit one of my courses, we can change the layout of the course page. You could use something like Elementor if you really want to get extreme with the design and really customize it a lot. And you could even manually create a lot of these things with blocks or with Elementor or even with Divi. You could link manually to lesson 1 and say, this doesn't look the best. Let me show you the actual course page. Here we go. So we could link manually to these. We could rebuild the syllabus and build our own version of a syllabus using blocks. We could really get specific if you wanted to. But here's the area where we say like 1 of 7, 2 of 7. And so customizing this section isn't really very customizable without CSS, because this little block here is generated from where is it at? LifterLMS pricing table, course syllabus. So it's like a course syllabus block. So the only settings we have to customize this are over here on the right, where we can say what syllabus do you want to use. And so if you're on a purchase page or something, a sales page you're creating, you can take a syllabus from your course and put it on the sales page. Or in this case, we're just, of course, inheriting it from the current course post type. But there's not display settings other than adding a CSS class and then customizing the CSS. Like, so
and
if you... Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but Lifter Labs, we can change the colors and stuff, though.
Yeah, that's a wonderful point. Let's demo that. So we can change the colors. If we have this, we got this blue here, and I think that's the only color we could change here. But if you wanted like rounded corners, if you wanted like a 3-column layout, that's where the theme would actually be pretty important. Like the Cadence theme offers you some options to do like a 3-column course syllabus layout, or you could just manually recreate the syllabus, and I'll show you that here in a second as well. But let me show you what Kurt mentioned here, because that's a great tip as well. It's one of those subtle features that brings your branding to the next level, where we have the simple branding add-on, if I enable that. And this is a free plugin, LifterLMS Labs. I think it's this one. If my brand color is green. But I think Astra might actually pull the link color, because, it's pulling the link color. In WordPress, but we can see free now has changed. In WordPress, the theme basically determines all of the styling. So LifterLMS gives you the payment functionality, the quizzes functionality, lessons, and all this functionality. Yep. But then the theme Astra has all kinds of their own predetermined styles for lifters. So usually I can use this to change this blue color at the top, but Astra's probably using the link color. So if I go to my customizer for Astra, I could change the link color. If it'll load here. So then we'll go to...
And it's got the LifterLMS menu right in there too.
Which the Astra theme offers you some LifterLMS settings here, and with the Pro version they offer you even more settings specific for Lifter. But then if I go to global colors, I think it's the link color. Is it the... If I scroll down on my course page and I change this to like a green, is that...
Nope, it might be the accent color.
Might be the accent color.
Roll that dice.
There we go. So
raise that roof.
There we go. So we've unlocked a little bit of color customization here, and so we have the pink color that is now on the free right there. That is, of course, determined right here with LifterLMS Labs. So we can use this to customize a little bit of our colors on the catalog, but that's really kind of our limitations within Astra and Lifter for customizing these pieces. But then we can go to the next level and rebuild our own syllabus if we want to. And let me just check the chat real quick.
She just wants to get her footer in there.
Oh, I need to get my footer there.
But,
okay.
But let's keep rolling, man, because we're on a tear. We're going to get a full tutorial today.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. And I guess in the... Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Is the... Do you mean this is my website footer right here, but I don't know, Sarah, if you can add in the chat the do you have like a different footer, or do you just want to customize the footer you have, or do you not even see the footer at all? And while you're typing that out, if I did want to customize this, completely customize it and take it to the next level, I would have to spend some time in here. I'd have to spend probably 1 or 2 hours customizing my syllabus block, and then I could transfer that to my other courses. So it's not like I have to do 1 to 2 hours of work on every course. I would just need to put some effort into designing what I want my syllabus to generally look like. And how we would do that is by probably messing with groups and columns. So if I were to add like a group up here at the top, and then maybe I do single column layout, and then I guess let's go a little more advanced. Let's say I want to do a multi-column syllabus, because that's a common thing to ask for. So we'll do a group. I'll do a single column, but then I'll put a column block inside of here. And if you're using something like Cadence blocks or Spectra, you have a lot more customization options. These are free plugins that work very well with LifterLMS that give you more block options, but I'm just going to work with the WordPress core for now. And what we could do for my column, you can see over here on the left-hand side what I'm working on, where I have my 3-column layout. And so what I probably want to do is throw in like a title for my lesson, do like a little heading, and then it doesn't, maybe like an H. Well, if this is going to be H1, then this should be H3, because then I would have like a title of my course. This would be a heading, and this would be the H2. That's something, nesting headings is pretty important. So you got your H1, H2, H3 to have it in that kind of order. So this is lesson 1. Backlinks tab instead of 1. Okay, lesson 1, and then we could center align this, and then we could put like an image, or we could put just like a paragraph. Description, image. Let's put like a image from the media library. And this is going to look a little bit strange for now, but you'll see it come together here in a second. So let's say that's my image. And then my description should probably be center aligned too. And then I want to go to my column, and I probably want to put a border on this to make it clear that what's happening here. So if I scroll up, we have border as an option. I'll do like a black one. And I'm doing this really fast, so chat with us is in my way. I want to go. I don't want to chat with the Lifter team.
Chat with the Lifter team.
There's the let's see. Can I do border radius? Isn't border radius a thing?
There is border radius. I think radius might be part of Spectra.
It might be. Can I hide this garbage? Get that chat out of here. I don't know if I can even access that setting with the little chat thing.
If you increase and decrease the size of your screen, Control plus, Control minus, you can sometimes get around that chat thing.
Smart, very smart. There you go. Kurt has got the fixes. I thought there was a radius option. Maybe there's not. You're probably right. It's a Spectra thing.
I think it's a Spectra or a Astra Pro feature, because I know I have it in a lot of my sites, but I have Astra Pro on everything.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. But the border radius would give me a little bit of a rounded corner. This is fine for now. So what I'll do is I'll duplicate my column, and then I'll duplicate my thing again, and then I got 5 columns, so I needed to delete these. But you can see I'm sort of rebuilding the syllabus, but I'm manually building it the way that I want to build it, and then I could link up to the lessons from these areas here. So I probably do need to have a button block, and say view lesson, something like that. And then I would add that to all of my blocks here. But we can see I'm starting the process of rebuilding the syllabus my way if I'm not happy with the way that the the syllabus in any theme works. You can always rebuild it. And I think that's the nice thing about WordPress is that you can really customize a lot. And this is Will's 5-minute effort. But if we spent some time in here, if we gave it an hour, we could really have something slick, and then I could copy this over to my other courses. And
you could make it a what do they call that? A recurring block or a recurring group, or help me with that.
Duplicated pattern. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, God, what are we calling it this month?
Yeah, and so you could create that, like Kurt said here, as a pattern. So once I'm happy with my syllabus and I'm ready to use this on my other courses, we can say create pattern. We give it a title. This is my Will's custom syllabus. And then we can even do categories. That's cool. And I probably would not do synced, because if you do a synced pattern and I add it to another course, then I update it, it's going to update across both of my courses. So I don't want to do sync pattern, but that's how you can rebuild the syllabus and really unlock a lot of customization. But designing the footer. So mine is the same. So the footer looks just like this. If you wanted to customize this footer, this is now we're going to get into a little bit of an Astra tutorial. And I've heard on a WordPress meetup recently that if you're using the free theme, you're required to have this Astra credit in the footer. But if you're using the pro version, then you could delete the credit. I don't know if that's true or not. It's just something I heard in a WordPress meetup, so it might be worth looking into, because that's important. A lot of people remove the theme credit from the footer, but I think if it's a free theme, there might be some kind of requirement there. But the so for customizing the footer, we would go to probably Footer Builder, maybe. Copyright. Here we go. So I haven't used the Astra Footer Builder in a minute, but here it looks like we have a couple of column options. So I could add, what happens if I click on this? Oh, so it can pull widget areas, and I can just type HTML. So if I do HTML, what does that do? Click on this. So it's one of these. So I can put text editors in various places. I could edit this text editor, this copy right here, and say, this is my footer. And I'm on the free version of Astra. If you get the pro version, I'm sure there's a lot more features that are unlocked for this footer builder. But I'm not really familiar with this interface.
Once you have Astra Pro, in the Astra settings inside the admin menus, you can select premium headers and footers.
Nice. And so under appearance widgets, and that might be worth doing if you're really trying to take the design to the next level. But for validating a course, I don't think it's too important. But if you're ready for that, you could definitely do it. So I'm trying to see because it says widget. If I go back over to customize, I was wondering what this widget option is. Widget 1. What does widget 1 do? Welcome to block widgets. You can allow.
You can add any block to that area and it'll populate.
Very cool. So I could do like an image. So I'm kind of learning as I go here. Let's put that picture in the footer. And this footer that I'm designing probably looks terrible, but let's just see if it...
Yeah, she's facing to the left, so she should be on the right side of the screen. You're like, shut up, Kurt.
But I don't know, Sarah, does that kind of unlock a little bit more about how you can edit your footers in Astra, or was there something else that you wanted to change there? Like we could change the background color of the footer, we could probably put a border on it or something. And with what Kurt showed with this block feature here, this widget, not that widget, this widget feature, like I showed, we could do like a border around this picture or something if I wanted to do that. Since this gives us the block editor options, I bet I could do a lot of customization here.
Well, and remember, even if you have the free version of Astra, you can still add Spectra as a free add-on and get some more design opportunity.
Yeah. For sure, created by the people who created Astra. It's always, I try to use a lot of the products that are made by the same company on the same website if I can. So if I'm building a Cadence site, I'll use Cadence blocks. So I'm using Astra, I'll use Spectra. It helps, but a lot of info at once. Is there a way I can watch this again? Oh, okay.
No, Sarah. No, you should have taken notes.
Absolutely. We do have a replay in our Facebook group and on YouTube. It will be live and in stream. So you're viewing in StreamYard. I recommend probably the best place is to go to the LifterLMS YouTube channel. Go to LifterLMS YouTube in Google. This stream is live right now here on YouTube, and then you can see the live replays right here under the live section. You can see me and Chris are going to go live for like 10 minutes on Friday tomorrow, and then we're live right now here. And then you can also see some podcast episodes Chris has been doing this week, as well as past live streams that me and Kurt have done with live pre-sales calls. Well, if you want to check out some other questions that people have been asking, it's all cataloged here on YouTube. This is where I go to view it. You could find it also on Facebook too, but it's a little harder to dig through the Facebook group.
Yeah, the cool part about Facebook is the Facebook community in there is pretty active. So if you put a comment or a question in the Facebook page, it's not just me and Will, doing this stuff all the time. There's a whole grip of people that jump in and help out on that kind of stuff. So it's a good community that way.
Absolutely. I'll take a note to slow down. I'm always taking notes to slow down.
I like it when you go fast.
I do too, because I'm like just rattling off information. Because I feel like if I talk through that kind of thing and I talk through it slower, it's going to be like a 15-minute explanation. But I don't know, if I talk for 5 minutes and then people don't get it, then it doesn't. I should.
Boy, then what was the sense? Mm-hmm. Let's do another one, dude. Let's talk about this video hosting question. Video hosting, 70 gig is not enough and 200 gig is too much. There should be a flexible plan. I don't know what the question is. Who's hosting? Where is this? Is this
this was from a video Chris did on YouTube a while back about how to choose your video hosting.
Yeah.
And so I think he was probably looking at like the Vimeo purchase page or something like that. And they have these different, Vimeo will say, hey, on our $20 a month, you'll get 70 gigabytes of space. And on our $50 a month, you'll get 200 gigabytes. And this person's like, well, no, I want something in between. And I think, Kurt, you have some good solutions for that scalable style hosting, right? That scalable video hosting. I know you're pretty deep in that world.
Yeah. I refer an awful lot of people and this referral is a little awkward because it kind of takes people out of the LifterLMS ecosphere a little bit because, we have advanced videos. So advanced videos with LifterLMS gives you great control of your video playback through YouTube, Vimeo, and Wistia. So one of those three videos providers you would use with advanced videos. However, if you're more cost conscious, and that's not a bad thing to be, if you're more frugal with your video hosting, bunny.net is a really good value. And we've used it with a lot of customers. And but bunny.net has an integration with a tool called Presto Player. And Presto Player is one of our recommended resources on the LifterLMS website. So I'm not breaking any rules to tell you about it. But Adam and his team have that Presto Player tool. And when you integrate bunny.net and Presto Player together, the user experience is like you're just loading videos up to your website and then embedding them in your site. That's the user experience. That's not what really is happening, but that's the user experience. So it makes it very easy to use once it's set up for people that are looking for that kind of experience. Plus it's super affordable. With bunny.net, you pay for what you use. And so it has $1, I think it's $1 minimum for the month, and then you pay for the bandwidth that you use. And so you're not like prepaying this weird 70 gig, 200 gig, whatever. Another thing to remember with Vimeo, and Vimeo is a great service. So I want to make sure that I say this correctly. It's a great service, but once you go over their limits, the charges and the bills increase dramatically. And so as a course creator, as a business owner, you need to be aware of how your finances will change based on your success. So if you become suddenly successful and your videos go viral, you could sustain a fairly large video hosting bill, which you might not be suspecting. Whereas bunny.net's a little more controllable and affordable. The other thing I do, and Will, this one's completely off the rails. I'm going to be like you right now. I bought a lifetime access to a thing called Adilo, Adilo, and I bought it through AppSumo. It was a lifetime deal. And I have tons of videos hosted there. And I do like tutorials for my clients and stuff in there, and I just run it right through there and embed it right into the site using the custom HTML code that I get from Adillo, and it works really well. You have been frozen for a while, so either my computer is broken or your computer is broken, and I don't know which it is. Do I dare? Do I dare? All right, I'm going to try and pull this down. Looks like it's Will that's frozen. So let's move on to the next thing. The video hosting thing has been chatted about. Let's see. We got urgent help needed. Uh-oh. There we go. I got music back, so I'm still live. So it says urgent help needed here. I always love these when it says urgent help needed. It says, when I am creating a WooCommerce add to cart button for membership or course, what ID am I using? The access plan, the membership, the Woo product. I added a new membership and a course to my site. People have purchased them, but they aren't being auto-enrolled into the courses they are supposed to have access to. Folks, this comes down to integration. At least I think that's what I'm reading here. I think what I'm reading here is somebody that has LifterLMS installed, has WooCommerce installed, and somehow thought that magically a purchase made in WooCommerce was going to just activate Lifter. There's an integration where Lifter and WooCommerce kind of do a handshake in the access plans. So when you're saying what ID am I using, you're not looking for a specific ID. You're looking to attach the WooCommerce product to the access plan in Lifter. I'm going to pull up one of my demo sites, and I think that I have one that has WooCommerce on it. Let me double check here real quick, pull one up. I've got a community site here I was playing around with. Let me see if I've got Woo in there. Yeah, I do. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go back to StreamYard. Let's do a screen share. Will, welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, you're kind of back. You're kind of not back. Your audio went away again, but it's good.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
I have my AirPods in.
So I've got us here on the infinity screen, which means we should be coming to not that one. Is it this one? Okay, I think it's this one. Open it up. I got too many tabs going. Will, I don't know how you do it with all the tabs.
Oh, I do windows. I'll have my StreamYard window and then I'll switch. But yeah.
All right. So we've got WooCommerce here, and I'm going to take a quick look at our products in WooCommerce just to make sure that I've got a corresponding product. And we've got interactive therapy apps for children, virtual reality therapy applications. So we've got all of our products built here. So this ID 4570, I think, is where the question is coming from that we're trying to answer right now. But we're not too concerned with that. What we'll do is we'll go to our courses. We'll go to interactive therapy for children. Oh my goodness, do I have that? Go up here, interactive. Nope. These demo courses that we made are pretty cool, Will, but I get lost in them all the time on these new demo sites.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I always use the template expert one. Like Kurt mentioned, there's 3 different template websites you can get with LifterLMS, 3 demo sites. There's one for school, one for business, and one for the expert, I think.
So I'm just going to go to the LifterLMS Quick Start course. I'm going to go down to the bottom here, and you're going to see these access plans. We have one that says Start Strong, and this is the ID of the course. And so we're going to open that up, and we're going to see that this doesn't have the WooCommerce activated. So let's go up to.
You might just uncheck the payment required box, or no payment required. But you're right. Yeah, it's not in there.
Yeah. So let's go up to LifterLMS in the menu. I'm going to get there. I swear I will. Settings. I'm not as fast as you will.
That's probably a good thing.
We'll go over to integrations. And when we go down to WooCommerce, you'll see that it's installed but not enabled. So remember, with plugins, you install them and you activate them, but you have to enable them in LifterLMS. So I'm going to click on the WooCommerce, And the first link at the top here is going to say check to enable this integration. We're going to save our settings. Okay, so now we have WooCommerce installed, activated, and enabled. So now I'm going to go back to courses. We'll go back to our Lifter Quick Start course. We'll go to edit. I'm going to go to the bottom where that access plan was. And just to make things more clear, I'm going to add a new access plan, and I'm going to say WooCommerce sample. Okay, so we have WooCommerce installed, activated, enabled. Now it says WooCommerce product. So now what we want to do is we want to pick the product in WooCommerce where if someone makes a purchase in that cash register, if someone makes a purchase in WooCommerce, we're going to be able to give them the product, which is the LifterLMS content, as a reward for that. So let's just pick one of those products. I'll say ergonomic office supplies. So anyone that buys ergonomic office supplies is going to get access to this start course. And then we save that. And that's how you connect the WooCommerce to the Lifter product. So this product now isn't going to be bought on, I'm going to update the page just to make sure that I got it. And I'm going to open up this page right here. Now this is the course page, and the course page has the WooCommerce sample here, but this isn't how someone's going to purchase that course. The way that someone's going to purchase that course is they're going to go to the store page that you have in your WooCommerce, your shopping cart, and they're going to look at products. Page not found. I probably don't have my store page activated. Shop. It's called shop, not store. So we'll go to shop, and you can see this is where people make the purchase. So here's the ergonomic office supplies that we just connected to. So we connect that, we click read more, it goes to this product page. And when someone makes a purchase on this page, they're going to be automatically enrolled into the course that we attach to it. Hopefully that makes sense.
Awesome. That makes sense.
It, you know, dude, I'm just going to say it. When I first took serious, like I'm going to be an agency, when someone was like, oh, I think I need to sell coffee mugs with my courses, I was like, oh, dear God, no, not another WooCommerce site. Like I used to just dread it. I used to think it was so difficult. And then I don't know what happened in my brain. It kind of unlocked like thinking about shopping at Sears. And that sounds, because I'm old. Like when I was a kid, we used to go to Sears and hang out for the afternoon and shop there. At Sears, there's cash registers all over the store, or there used to be. It was a department store. And so you could pick up a pair of Husky jeans and you could buy them at the boys, clothing cash register, or you could take those jeans and go find your mom somewhere who was shopping for kitchenware, and she could pay for those jeans while buying a blender, right? And pay for them at that shopping cart. Once I understood that WooCommerce is just a series of cash registers all over the place, and it allows me to make my purchases in one central cash register, that made a whole lot more sense to me. So if you have a site that's selling coffee mugs and tapestries and t-shirts and courses and books and workbooks and webinars and all of that can be consolidated into the one register, which is your shop page. And you use the integration to connect the products to the cash register. But you have to use the integration.
Yeah, for sure. I'm struggling to try to get my phone to hook back up. I disconnected it to join the stream, and now it won't let me use it as a camera anymore. I'll figure that out later. But did we take a look here at Sarah's second question here in chat while I was gone? Or not yet?
No.
Okay, cool.
I think I remember seeing this question. I think she put this question in Facebook or so. This looks familiar. Virtual leader led question. I've seen this before. But go ahead.
Let's see. Yeah, cool. So how do I do a VLL, virtual leader led? I haven't heard of that before. One, so the participants see only the slides, and one where I can have an instructor read the guides. Does this mean I need to make 2 lessons?
That's the easy way.
Yeah.
So Will, can I just, I want to take the lead on this one. Can I do that?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. Sarah, I am a former corporate trainer. So I was the training manager at Ducati, the training manager at Suzuki. I've made content for companies like Triumph, BRP, things like that. So I kind of understand what this question is, whereas other people that work primarily on the internet are kind of like, what in the heck is she talking about? So what I'm picturing is, and I've seen this in some of the high schools and stuff that I've toured lately. I've spoken at some CTE and STEM programs, and, picture a classroom full of kids that are looking at a tablet, so they've got a tablet and they've got access to the course on a tablet. And then you have an instructor at the front of the room. So it's a virtual leader led, like somebody's there and someone's leading the class through it, but they're on iPads. And then the instructor's either at the front of the room or off site. That's kind of like streaming into a smart board in front of the class. Right. And, the other example is, Patricia that does office hours with us with the medical stuff, getting ready for testing.
Yep.
She does hers like there's people in a classroom that are working on a tablet or a computer. And then she has a copy of the lesson also up on like a giant Vibe board in front of the room. And then she's presenting in the room, physically demonstrating stuff at the same time. So that's like, she's got people in person, she's got people virtual, and she's displaying the content, through multiple mediums at the same time. So there's a couple of ways to do this. One, have 2 courses. That's one of the easiest things. Put the instructor content with all the notes and the extra information there, and have a simple, more graphically led or, simple course that students can follow. Because you know what it is? It's like, it's kind of, think of like a PowerPoint presentation. The students see a PowerPoint and some bullet points, but you want to give the instructor the narrative version so they are able to fill in the blanks with the students on what those bullets were. So I totally get that. The other thing is, and Will's an expert on this, is using block visibility. So you could have block visibility inside the same courses, same lessons, and have it so that, and you could break those up by like memberships. And so you could say, this is an instructor membership, this is a student membership. And so the instructor being signed in would see one level of content and the students would see a separate level of content. But it's interesting because some people try to get this to happen where everybody's doing it simultaneously as a cohort together in a room on a tablet. And in some cases, honestly, it's just easier to just present the stuff on a big smart board, one location, and let somebody go for it. Just depends on your use case.
Yeah, and that's a wonderful explanation there of like the high level behind it. And I want to show real quick the options for if you did want to do block visibility or if you did want to separate this out.
I'm going to take the question down just so people can see more of the screen.
Okay, cool. I should zoom in too. I'm looking at my stream and it's like I'm at 100%, but it's kind of zoomed out. There we go. So we could do, like you said, Sarah, 2 separate lessons. What is that? What's that noise? So it sounds like someone's pressure washing inside the house there.
It does sound like someone's pressure washing inside the house, but what that is a really hot frying pan from making pancakes that gets rinsed off so that you can kind of regulate the temperature of the pan and start cooking again.
Nice. I do that with pans, and I always wonder if it hurts the pan, but I do it anyway just to cool it down fast.
I don't know. You ever seen that show where they make knives?
No.
You got to start watching some A&E or something. They have a thing where they make knives. Like they put them they take a chunk of metal and they get it hot and then they smack it, and then they make a knife out of it and then they quench it. Right? They put it in the thing, the fluid, and it tempers the steel. You can learn a lot from this. Don't worry about rinsing your pans. You're fine.
Okay, awesome. So that's my takeaway for today. But yeah, so we could think about it a couple different ways. We could have 2 separate courses. You could have 2 separate lessons in the same course, which would probably be a little bit weird. I would do 2 separate courses if you're going to do that layout. Or we want one where participants will just see only the slides and one where the instructor reads the slides allowed. So I think, like Kurt said, the easiest way is going to be to clone the course. You create all your content, you clone it. You could even use synced patterns so that if you update one of your slides, it'll update across both of your courses, and then they could be different, a little bit different with the content. But then the other way with block visibility, if you wanted to use that, would be if I were to view my course and edit one of my lessons, and I've got my cool syllabus up here at the top that's incomplete, and jump into this lesson and edit this lesson. Each block in LifterLMS, or most of the blocks in WordPress, have an option for block visibility. So if we have, I'm going to do an image block, but we're imagining that we have like a PDF or something. Can I do PDF? No, I can't. So I'm going to do an image, but you could embed a PDF or slides or PPTX, whatever you want to embed there. Let's just say this is my PowerPoint presentation.
I like the fisherman. Never mind.
Which one's the fisherman?
The fisherman. The third one over with the bubble.
There you go.
That's a good picture.
Jason, happy fly fishing. Retiree. Nice. It's got alt text and everything. We'll put that one in here. So this is my PowerPoint presentation. And so if I open up my navigator here, it makes it a little bit easier for me to see some of these settings. What I recommend doing is grouping. Anything you want to have visibility, put it in a group. And so we can see this group only has a single image in it. But you could have a heading as well. So we could put maybe a heading for like the slides, something like that. And we could put as many blocks in the group as we want to. We could format them however we want to. But as long as they're nested within this group, we can change the visibility settings. If I click on the group over on the right-hand side, there's a, for the block options, one of our options is display to everyone or display to enrolled users. So we can say you have to be enrolled in any of the selected courses or memberships. So then what I would do is I would create a membership, and I would say this is for the training, what was it called? The VLL, Virtual Leader Led. So I would create a VLL membership, and then I would say that in order to view this block, you need to be in the VLL membership. So that kind of creates this setup where we could look at the exact same page, but we're going to see different content depending on if we're enrolled in the membership or not. And that's the power of LifterLMS, is that dynamic content. LifterLMS got a lot of powers, but that's one of my favorite features of Lifter is the power to say, when you load the web page, this lesson page, the content could look different depending on what you're enrolled in or what you're not enrolled in. Even though we're in a lesson inside of a course, it could still look different depending on whether you're in a membership or not, because you could do all these really fancy layering. And if that sounds like too much work to think about it, like I don't want to, you could have a group on the top that says this is for the VLL members and a group on the bottom that says these are for the people that are not VLL members on the exact same page. They're all enrolled in the same course, but depending on whether you're a VLL member or not, you're going to see different content. Hopefully that makes sense. We have videos on the YouTube channel about block visibility as well. So if you check those out, block visibility videos, there's some more details on that. So you got those two main options, two separate courses that are cloned, or block visibility based on membership enrollment.
Will, I find this hard to believe, but we're at the top of the hour, man.
Oh, wow. That was fast.
It was fast. Sarah asked some good questions today. And we had some questions that you had put in that we didn't even get to. That's okay. That's all right. We'll answer them on Facebook or YouTube. You got some from YouTube too, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Most of them are from YouTube, or I don't know.
I don't know.
We see questions coming from everywhere.
Dude, how can people get in touch with you if they want to?
You could Google Magic Will Middleton. You find my YouTube channel. You could go to wpcourseguide.com. That's where I do my online course and membership work. That's the main places you can find me. How about you, Kurt? Where can people find you?
Anything that's Mañana No Mas is Kurt Von Onen, right? So that all kind of comes together for me. MañanaNomas.com, Mañana No Mas, the podcast, all that stuff. But furthermore, if you're watching this and you're past pre-sales, you're actually a customer of LifterLMS, just know that you can always submit. You don't have to hunt me and Will down. You can just go submit a ticket, or if you have access to tickets, or you can do help at LifterLMS.com. There's all kinds of ways. The Facebook page, YouTube comments. We've got our net is stretched wide, and we're here to help. So we just want to make sure everyone knows that they can get through.
Absolutely. Thanks everyone for joining us live. We'll be live this time next week, same place, same time. So if you have any more questions or anything comes up in the week, just know that this resource is available.
Awesome.